Apple rolls out age verification tools worldwide to comply with growing web of child safety laws. It looks like there's two main changes, at least according to this article. So the first one is that in certain countries, Apple will block the download of apps rated 18 and up by default, and that is Brazil, Australia, and Singapore. They are also rolling out something that I believe they mentioned last year called the Declared Age Range API. Texas wanted to do what was called the App Store Accountability Act, which would require Google and Apple to verify somebody's age, and then they would pass that on to the apps. The idea is that instead of having all these different websites that may or may not comply with this, and they have to have all these different providers, let's just make Apple and Google do it. And Apple and Google were vehemently opposed to that. That law was eventually paused, but Apple went ahead and built in this capability. The idea is that developers don't get any more personal information than they need to.
The interesting thing is that this declared age range API will work differently in different regions. So depending on where you are, I think in most places, if an app is requesting your age for whatever reason, there's going to be a consent screen that pops up basically telling you like this information is being shared with the app. According to Apple, in some regions with more regulation, the system is going to automatically provide the person's age range. You can't decline sharing. The announcement that I saw from Apple just said that they were confirming to be adults through, quote, reasonable methods, whatever that means. And it also says that the age range API is going to provide the method of age verification that's actually used to the app. So the app can, I guess, decide based on however Apple verifies your age, whether that verification process is robust enough or not. If it's something that the app chooses not to trust, I'm not sure exactly how that would be handled. If I'm looking at Apple's like developer documentation about this, the main thing that they always mention is either just like the date of birth that you register with your Apple ID, or if you are in like an Apple family, or for your children who you make an Apple account for to add to your family, it'll be on the parents to decide whether to share their age with these apps or not.
Here in the comments, Jordan said, I wonder if they're going to put restrictions on Safari browsing.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, it doesn't seem like it'll be that effective because your iPhone already comes with this web browser out of the box, right? So you don't even need to log into the App Store at all to access pretty much any content you would like on an iPhone.
I do have to wonder though, because doesn't Safari have built in, like you can put the parental, and I mean, to be fair, like this is one of the arguments that a lot of privacy advocates are rightfully so getting frustrated in, is like, we don't need age verification laws because all of these operating systems, they all come with built-in parental controls. Why can't we just do better about teaching parents that those are there and how to use them?
I'm not super familiar with the exact parental controls. I know you can just restrict apps, so it would be an option to just disable Safari for sure if you didn't want your children accessing anything outside of an app. I know that the parental controls in general are fairly robust. I believe you can block certain sites. I think you can also do a whitelist where you can only access certain sites. I don't know if there are a ton of easy options right now for like following a predefined filter list. Maybe like some sort of organization has already compiled like a bunch of sites to block. I don't know how easy it is to follow a list like that if you only want to block like pornographic websites, for example, on your children's device.
How do we think this rates in terms of age verification? I feel like this is a lesser evil than submitting my ID to Persona. What are the drawbacks of this? I mean, aside from there's always going to be ways around it. What's to stop somebody from lying in their Apple account about their age, or like using their parents' credit card to verify?
To me, I think the biggest problem is the whole government mandate side of things, because now you have this censorship element where when the government is deciding like what content requires age verification in the first place, that definitely has a chilling effect on that content. There are huge security and privacy concerns. These data breaches are extremely common. They're already happening and they're only going to keep happening. Solutions like this, they're definitely more private than something like submitting your age to Persona. Definitely the biggest concern for me is the government deciding what content should be paywalled versus like parents or the content providers themselves. I think that's a totally different question and discussion to have, but it's a huge government overreach problem at the moment, no matter what age verification system gets implemented.